Hello everyone, my name is David Duran, aka Liv, that's what they call me. Okay, today, what are we going to talk about today, man? It's a true fact. It's easier to get a house nowadays than it is an apartment. It's easier for you to purchase a house than an apartment. And let me tell you why. Because nowadays, for you to get an apartment, they want you to have 700 credit score. They want you to make 4 times what the rent is, And if you get a house in certain ways, even with like a FHA loan, you get a FHA loan with like 3.5% down, and you find you one of these little houses in the suburbs somewhere for $100,000, $150,000. You only got to put down $3,000 to $5,000 or something like that, And that's how you could get a house now. And with a house to qualify for an FHA loan, you only need like a 580 credit score, 600 credit score the most. Make a little 30, 40,000 a year, and they'll qualify you for a loan. But when you're trying to get an apartment, man, they want you to 700 credit score. Let me see this, let me see that. You have a guarantor, all these things just to get an apartment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's easier to get a house, man. And also, too, getting a house, you will build up, some wealth over time. You get to own it. Or you could do this, too. You could always go get a house, and you don't need no credit, no nothing. You go there with 10% down or 20% down, they will give you a house. So if you find a house for $100,000, let's say, you put down $10,000 or you put down $20,000, somebody will give you a rent to own situation, or you could find a hard money lender that will give you that type of loan. Now, don't get it twisted. Now, getting those type of loans sometimes, like from hard money lenders and stuff like that, and private lenders, their interest rates are going to be higher. It's not going to be like a FHA loan where your interest rate is going to be low, or 2%. They're going to be having interest rates like 10%, 15% on their money, So, it's still possible, and to me, that's my best advice nowadays, really, is to get you a piece of property and not get an apartment. If you get an apartment, you do like I do. You get an apartment, you just do Airbnb, Because that's what I do. I'll take apartments, and I'm turning them into Airbnbs. I eventually want to get some properties, though, and turn those into Airbnbs. But in New York City, the law here is they don't want you to have an Airbnb here and you own the house. Like, they only want the renters to do Airbnbs here. Like, I heard you get fined up to like $20,000, $30,000 when you have a property in New York City and you're Airbnb-ing it. When you have like a multi-family unit, I'm saying. Like, if it's like a single family, I don't think it's an issue. I think it's more of an issue when you have a multi-family in New York City and you're trying to Airbnb. But and they trying to make the law stricter on that too in New York City. They're really trying to make it strict where to stop it. So you really gotta be smart and learn the loopholes around stuff like that, But anyway, back to what I was saying. It's easier to get a house than it is an apartment. And I'm not talking about New York City. These houses here is $500,000 and up. I'm talking about out of state, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland. You get you a nice house out there for $100,000, $150,000, and you don't got to put down much. Sometimes you may even find somebody where they just want you to take over their mortgage. They just want out of the situation where you might be able to get a house with no money down. no credit, no nothing, and just take over somebody's mortgage payments. You know what I'm saying? Those are out there. Trust me, they're out there because we do this every day. They're out there. So, look for those too if you are trying to find a property. I think that's the best and easier way to get a property is to take over somebody's mortgage, and you come off to me better that way. You could get it for whatever they owe on the mortgage. A lot of the times, you don't really got to give them the money to walk away. But if you do have money to give them, it's always nice to give people something. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just my tip of the day, the tip of the week. It's September. We're about to go into cold season soon. So, that's a way, like, trust me, instead of, if you're a person busting your ass trying to get an apartment, it's easier to get a house, man. But, if you're a person, though, too, if you don't have no kids and you're single, to me, don't get a house like that. I mean, unless you're just trying to build wealth for a future of having a family. But if you're single, don't have kids, or not having kids, my best advice too is to get like a condo or co-op. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Getting a big house by yourself is, cleaning and maintenance and all that, and it's just you. To me, that don't make no sense unless you just got stupid money like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's my tip of the week, tip of the month. It's all about living better, man. I'm always going to try to give people tips of how to live better through my life experiences, what I've been through. It took me years to even get to this point to figure out how to live better. So, if you guys are younger out there, in your teens, late teens, and early 20s, there's ways that you can live good without having to make $1 million or stress yourself out about making $1 million right away. You know what I'm saying? You just got to put certain things in place, certain incomes in place, your credit in place, and you can live good. You can live good off of $250,000 a year. You don't have to make $1 million a year to live good, and you can live very well off of $250,000 a year, and get you a $5 million life insurance policy if you wanted to leave somebody something. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we out here, we stress ourselves out trying to make millions of dollars, and we let so much time pass and not doing nothing, not living life, because we're trying to get to that $1 million mark. And if you just put a couple things in place, a couple of streams of income in place, you can live good just like millionaires do, because everybody's basic needs of what they have is what? A house and a car. You know what I'm saying? So you just get your nice house, and that you just doing good just as the millionaire. Don't get it twisted. You may not be in the biggest house as him or have the most expensive car, but you can get a nice car and get you a nice house without having to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? And live good and enjoy life. You know what I mean? A lot of times we get caught up with the grind and being focused, and we let time pass us by, and we chasing the millions. And that shit take time sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Don't think it's easy. You're watching all these people on YouTube. Yeah, I made $10 million in 1 year and all that. Ask them how many years it took them to get to that point to make that $10 million in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? It ain't in year one, you know what I mean? Unless you are a genius like Zuckerberg or somebody, or Steve Jobs, and, you know what I'm saying? And even with them, it took them time to get to where they was at, you know what I mean? So, that's just my tip again. Let me get out of here, guys. Let me start my day. Anybody want to contact me, you can contact me at Livbettanyc.com, or you can call me or text me 516-927-7993. Hit me up anytime, people, and don't forget to live better. It's all about living better, man. Peace.